Well, folks, the box office numbers are in for this past weekend, and it's not looking good for Disney Snow White because it has dropped an incredible 66% in its second weekend. I said that this flop would be massive for Disney, and it's proving to be the case. Rachel Zegler single-handedly killed this film to a point that a new film, A Working Man starring Jason Statham, has surpassed this film in only its second weekend. This is beyond pathetic. A Working Man featuring Jason Statham has just earned a decent $15.2 million in its first weekend, beating out Rachel Zegler's Snow White that only earned 14.2 million, and these are estimates. Trust me when I say this. In the next few hours, we're going to get the real numbers of its second weekend, and I can only suspect that it might be less than this $14.2 million. As I speak to you right now, Rachel Zegler's Snow White have only earned $66.8 million in the United States. I won't even get to the international numbers until later in this video, so you just have to be patient a bit. Coming in third is The Chosen. The Chosen Last Supper made $11.5 million. You also have The Woman in the Yard, that's a new project, made $9.5 million, came in fourth. Death of a Unicorn, featuring my girl, Jenna Ortega. I actually love Jenna Ortega. I always watch whatever she's in. But this film is underperforming. Death of a Unicorn only made $5.8 million. And there is a new re-release of Princess Mononoke that only earned $4 million in IMAX. And then Captain America Brave New World still earned around 2.8 million for a total of 196.6 million. Black Bag made 2.2 million for a total of 18.7 million. Mickey 17 made $1.9 million for a total of 43.6 million. And then finally Nova King completes the top 10, earning $1.5 million for a total of $18.8 million. So let's now flip back to Snow White, because this is a disaster of the massive level that you can think of. If you go to some box office trades, it's so bad that this film with this second weekend drop will not even earn the amount Cinderella grossed in its first weekend. Cinderella back in 2015, 10 years ago, made $97 million in its first 8 days. Snow White will not even make $97 in its entire US box office run. This is how pathetic, how bad this flop has become for Disney. There is no way you justify this kind of flop. This film, as we speak right now, have only earned $143 million worldwide. After 2 weekends, just 2 weekends, it has only earned $144 million or $143 million worldwide. It's so bad that Bob Iger would have to find massive excuses to give to his investors, the boards, everybody, and explain why this project is set to lose Disney over $300 million when it's all said and done. I said I was going to cover its first 2 days in a week, and I did that sporadically last week. I was covering its day to day. I was saying that I didn't like the numbers I was seeing because I could see that this film was going to drop so badly. I told one of my followers in the comment section that it was going to drop 70%. I was a bit close at the end of the day. It's closer to 70%. So many people were predicting 53% to 55% drop in the second weekend. I said right from the get-go, even in its first weekend, that this film will have a 70% drop, and it's closer to 70% than it is to 50%. So this is already a massive disaster. Now, Luis Fernando on X is already predicting this film will finish its US box office run between $90 million to $100 million. He even says that this second weekend is so bad that it's worse than Dumbo. Dumbo dropped 60.4% in its second weekend and earned $18.2 million. Jungle Cruise starring Dwayne Johnson still dropped 54.8%. Dwayne Johnson's Jungle Cruise made $15.8 million in its second weekend. You even have A Haunted Mansion, it dropped 61.7%, made $9.2 million. Cruella of all movies that came out day to day. It came out in theaters and still came out on Disney Plus on the same day, earned $11 million in the second weekend for a total, not for a total, but like that's a 48.8%. Maleficent 2, which I loved, earned $19.4 million, dropping only 47.6%. So this film is not even on the same hemisphere as these projects I've just called now. This is so terrible. Disney right now would probably be scratching their heads as to what excuses they will give the media soon enough. And the worst part is the overseas numbers, because it only did $22.1 million in its second weekend overseas. It's it's even a harsh 50.1% drop from its opening weekend. So currently now overseas in 53 markets, and I'm saying it's the entire market. It's not even like in anywhere that it wouldn't, it's not like there's any other place remaining for it to open at. So it's still only earning $76.3 million in 53 markets. So that's a problem, a major problem. So if Disney was even hoping to recover back some of the money they've spent, they just cannot do it at this point. They won't be able to pull it off because of the money they've spent. They spent $270 million. That's just the money on the surface that they are accounting for right now. They've not even included reshoots. I've said this movie cost Disney over $300 million in production. So when you look at this, even Luis Fernando, that I like checking out his box office coverage, he's stating that this film now is tracking to finish his entire global box office run between $215 million to $235 million. And I clearly said this from the get-go, that this film will struggle to even get to $250 million. Now, I even think it will struggle to get to $200 million now. From the get-go, I said it might even struggle to get past 250. Now, 200 is even the best case scenario. And you can still see idiots on social media trying to still blame Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot, of all people, they're trying to blame Gal Gadot for this pile of trash of a disaster. I'm so sorry, guys, but Walt Disney, the pretty much the man behind Disney as a brand, will be turning in his grave with the disaster this project has become. It's a laughing stock. There is no way you want to defend this sort of flop. This flop is beyond redeemable in any way you want to spin it. The only biggest market for Rachel Zegler outside the United States right now is the UK. The UK's numbers are pathetic. $8.7 million in the UK. Mexico, $6.9 million. Italy, $6.6 million. France, $5.5 million. Brazil, $4.5 million. Japan, $4 million. Spain, $4 million. Germany, $3.8 million. Australia, $3.4 million. This is beyond pathetic. Even under the comment section, I said that this film is cooked at the box office. And I have said this even before, that Rachel Zegler's career in Hollywood is cooked. She ain't coming back. She is not going to be starring in any major project in the near future. That's just the critical truth. No matter how many people want to shill, no matter how many people want to come and delude themselves and say Gal Gadot is the one to blame, Disney should blame Gal Gadot and blah, blah, blah. That is a lie. There is no way you blame Gal Gadot for this pile of mess of a flop. This is on Rachel Zegler. Her mouth ruined this project. And Disney at this moment in time would more so have to find out how they can save this project, save this project, whether they're going to take it off cinemas and put it on streaming quickly. They'll have to figure out what they can do quickly at this point, because this is a very big mess. This is an absolute big mess. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this box office rundown. I know I should have covered this on Sunday, but there was really no time for me to look into these numbers at that time yesterday. Sorry it's coming a bit late. I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. Make sure you smash that like button. Please subscribe to the channel, follow us here, and share the video if you've enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys very much next time.